can't trust it when a woman tells you what she wants. That is something that men need to know. When she says, this is what I want, she might believe it's what she wants, but don't trust it, because she probably has no idea what she wants. Welcome back to Far From Eden. I'm not the big reactor person on YouTube. Like, that's not really what we do here, and react to different videos and different things going on. However, when something happens in the news, I say that because of what I'm going to talk about in a few minutes. It's not quite in the news, but it's online basically. This is something that a lot of YouTubers and probably Rumblers and locals people are reacting to, because it affects a streamer that most people have heard of in the political space or the red pill space. It's sort of, he's a crossover. So there's this guy named Destiny. All right. It's a guy named Destiny. And his real name, I found out today, is like Stephen. It's a very like Stephen such and such the second. Like a very, like, you would be like, oh, that sounds like an upstanding gentleman. So of course, his name is Destiny, and he has blue hair right now. He goes on podcasts like the Whatever podcast, Fresh and Fit. I don't know if he's been on Pearl's show. He's been a lot of places. It's not always red pill stuff. Sometimes it's just political stuff, because he is a lefty, right? He is a lefty. I watched him have an abortion debate on the Whatever podcast, actually. And that was interesting. He, of course, is on the pro, you should be able to kill your offspring side. Anyway, he is a male feminist. And those are an interesting group. Again, you can believe what you want to believe. That's fine. And we can say about it what we want to say about it. He, a couple years ago, I guess, he married a lady, a pretty little lady from Sweden. I believe she's from Sweden. She's quite cute. Destiny is not, he's not like a looker. I don't know if he has money or what it is, but he got the girl, right? She's prettier than he is, we'll say that. And we just know it's just not what pretty girls are doing. Like, they're not going to marry below them, really. There's something in it for her. Well, she's Swedish, and now, she married an American, so I would imagine she got her green card at the very least, if not her citizenship, which is, it's not an easy task to get if you come from a nation that you can't be a refugee or just walk over the southern border, what have you. If you're coming from, a nation and there's not a job here waiting for you, where you're the only one that can fill it, and even then it's really difficult to come to the United States and immigrate. It takes a lot. But you could just get married to an American. I'm not saying that's what she did. But, so, for the last little while, Destiny, and sometimes accompanied by his lovely little wife, will go on podcasts together and talk about their open relationship and how they can sleep with other people. And he was very proud that, he was such a man. Like, he's not threatened. It takes a real man to let your wife have sex with other people. At least that's what he wanted to come on these shows and tell people with traditional views, that, like, what's wrong with them? Like, they're threatened. What's wrong with them? This marriage, this open marriage, is stronger than what we could ever have. We're too threatened. He said, I don't care who she sleeps with. I know she's coming home to me. And I was like, that reminds me of like a woman whose husband sleeps around. And she's like, whatever, he's coming home to me. And I know it's a double standard, but it does work much better if the man, I'm not saying the man should cheat. No, I'm not saying that. I am not for that. I don't think that's okay. I'm not one of those red pill people. But it does work better if the woman is at home because she's like, well, I'm in the privileged position. I'm the one who has his children. I'm the one he provides for. I'm the one he protects. So I'm in this elevated class. It doesn't really work the other way around where, Destiny's like, oh yeah, she's gonna come home to me. Of course she's gonna come home to you. You pay her bills. And you're the one with the American citizenship. Of course she's coming home to you. It's not because of any other reasons that I can see. Anyway, open relationship and going on shows and talking about how that's so much better and we all needed to loosen up and he's so secure, but I could see it in his eyes. I was watching him the last time, I think they were on the Whatever podcast. I was looking in Destiny's eyes and I was like, nope. I see it. I can see that like dead hurt. It actually was really sad. I felt bad. I'm like, I know he doesn't like this, but he's telling himself, these lies of like, if I were a strong man, this wouldn't bother me. It's only sex. We have the relationship. I'm like, I don't know where he got all this, but it's not true. And obviously, if he's in a relationship with this cute girl and they're like, oh, it's open. We can sleep with people and like we decide who it is. And I'm like, yeah, but I would imagine a lot more people want to sleep with her than are lining up to sleep with him. Because if it's just sex, then like, what is he offering? If they were going to get money, I would imagine if he's a popular YouTuber, maybe he has money, but you're not getting that if you're just, doing the nasty. So, well, the inevitable happened. And they're getting divorced. And none of us are shocked. And none of us are happy. Well, I can't speak for other people. I'm not happy about it. But I wasn't happy with, what they were doing because you just know you're watching a train wreck about to happen. You're watching it. You're like, okay, that train is about to go off that cliff. And, they have no idea. And they think that they've like invented some new way and we're all just old fuddy-duddies that don't get it. I'm worried for this guy. Like, I don't think that if he really had his way, he would have wanted to share his wife that way. I just can't believe that there would be a guy that would be like, yeah, it's great. It just goes against nature. It goes against, male nature. It goes against everything. It's just not what men want. But he was just really wanted to convince the world that he was so enlightened and this was a good thing. And I'm worried for him because this is so humiliating for him. And now everybody is commenting. He's not going to notice my little channel. But, Better Bachelor did something on it. Coach Greg Adams did something on it. I think it's all over Twitter. He put it out there to begin with. He wanted to convince everybody that this was some great way to live and that he was somehow more advanced than all of us. And how is he going to show his face? It's so humiliating. Also, the woman. Man, I'm sorry, she's gross. Like, to be a female and be that hypersexual that you will say a comment, and she did say that she will just go, and maybe it's not true, maybe she's just trying to get clicks, but even still, like, to even think to say that, she said, well, I just want to go up to guys and say, I just want to, perform fellatio. She didn't say it like that, but I'm like, who wants to do, like, if it's the man you love, okay, but it's just, I don't believe it. I don't believe that anybody's like, I really want to do that. Now, you might like the attention you get from it. You might like that, he's focused on you the whole entire time. And you might think that that makes you special. It doesn't. But most women don't know that. And what this little Swedish girl doesn't know is that all this male attention doesn't mean she's special, doesn't even mean she's beautiful, doesn't mean they even like her, doesn't mean they would want to wife her. It doesn't mean any of that. What it means is that guys are down to do it. That is not an insult to their character. That is a acknowledgement of nature and the importance of keeping female sexuality, under control, because men have a lot of testosterone going on, and it's they're down to do it, especially if there's not like a major moral reason or a reason like a safety reason not to do it. And nowadays, who has a moral reason against it? It's hard to find anybody, right? And most guys are like, just put on a condom. So where's the deterrent? So this chick, she is going to be shocked. Right now she's cute, but she's already pretty run through. And you might say, well, how dare you judge her? I'm not judging her. I'm saying she's already had a lot of partners, and men don't tend to find that attractive. At least higher quality men do not. So it's all fun and games getting all the attention and validation that you didn't get as a child or whatever. But the utter lack of understanding the consequences and the bigger picture is on full display here with her. Full display. Also, you cannot, I'm sure she was like, oh, it would be so great if we could sleep with other people, blah, blah, and he didn't want to be, controlling or misogynistic or any of that, so he was like, sure, yeah, I understand you have sexual needs, blah, blah, blah. I mean, none of that's true. But, so he was like, yes, because I know we love each other, and it's not about that, et cetera, et cetera. Well, right away, two things are going to happen. One, she's not going to respect him because he didn't push back. He didn't even try. He didn't say, no, I don't want to do that. You're my wife. Nope. And two, she realized, oh, well, this is what the woman's going to think, guys. Oh, I guess, you don't care then. All right, if you don't care, then I'll do it twice. Mistake. She presented, this is what I want to do. And by saying, yes, honey, it backfires. Because you've just told her, sure, I don't mind sharing you. I would not want a man I was with to be fine with sharing me. And I would not want to say something so crazy as, I know I'm married to you, but let's, I want to do it with other people. if he was just like, okay, like, where are your boundaries? Where are your standards? Like, and we instinctively want that from men. We don't think we do, and we might even fight and argue. But I have seen these people, same with Adam 22 is another guy. I can't believe I know these people's names. And he's like basically like pimping his wife out to dudes and like having a contest, like which guy gets to sleep with his wife. I'm like, these women don't want this. I mean, sure, they like the attention and they're going to, act like they want it. They think they're supposed to. They don't want it. Sometimes, a lot of times, we kind of need help from ourselves, like protection from ourselves. When we think we want something to be a certain way, we're not thinking of like the bigger, and I'm not talking about like polyamory or any of this stuff, but like even in just simple things, like we think that we want a certain thing a certain way. And the reality is, no, we don't. And sometimes we do. We want you to be like, no, this is how it's going to be. It's why women, this is a small example, but that's why women are like, I just wish he would plan the dates. That's why they like that. They instinctively like it. I want him to have a plan. I want him to know what's going to happen. It's true for everything. It doesn't mean she's not going to also have a plan. I want to push her plan. But honestly, I can say, and I never thought I would say this, like 10 years ago, if you'd have told me I was going to say this, I would not believe you. I just don't think that women need to get their way all the time. And I don't think that they know what's best for them ultimately. Because we think with our feelings and we don't see the big picture. So the chickens are coming to roost, and that's probably a bad, oh my gosh, that's probably a bad phrase to use. Anyway, what else can I say? Consequences are happening, and it's going to be really interesting to see what happens with Destiny. What's he going to come out and like say going forward? I feel bad for him. Because like all of us, like a victim of modern society, of what it tells us. It tells us that modernity is the answer and tradition is backwards and abusive and oppressive and all the rest of it. And I'm just like, I don't know. Look at the results of the people who live the different ways. It's, and you're probably gonna be like, well, I know so-and-so and they were traditional. And I'm like, I bet you if I talk to them and ask them questions, I bet they're not that traditional. Like, I bet it's like, she didn't really submit to him and he didn't really lead. And, they're probably in some feminist church that tells the guys that it's all their fault and happy wife, happy life. That's not what I'm talking about. Being traditional. But you just can't give them what they want all the time because we really don't know a lot of the time. And we need to be protected from ourselves in a lot of different ways. Whether that's we're going to work too much or too hard or not enough at home or with whatever. Like we really do benefit from the guidance. And I know, like, even saying that out loud, I know people are going to be like, oh, it's an insult to women. No, it isn't. It's just saying, like, we need each other. Why is that so bad? Why is that so wrong? You know why you think it's wrong, if you do? Because that's what you were supposed to think. That's what school and movies and television, commercials, everything wants you to think. College included. And we need to start realizing that none of that's true. None of it's true. Anyway, good luck, Destiny. Maybe he'll have a come to Jesus moment. I mean, maybe he'll like reach out to somebody and be like, I was wrong. Wouldn't that be great? I mean, I would not enjoy that for him to say he's wrong, but it would be good if he had something, an anchor to grab hold of. Because this is I'm sure, are going to be very humiliating and painful for him. You know, that little Swedish tart is going to be, you know, tramping it up all over the place because it's really about attention. But anyway, be well, hit like, subscribe, do the YouTubey things, and I will see you guys on the next one. Thanks. Bye.